Hey guys and girls, it's me Subadeo Rocket, and you need to make a choice. Red Joy-Con, blue Joy-Con. If you take the blue Joy-Con, the video starts. Okay, hold on. If you take the red Joy-Con, the video also starts. You know what, never mind. Let's cancel this skit. Yeah, I have no idea why I decided to do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. Hold up, Daniel, can't back up now. We haven't even done the slow motion scene yet. He's not even in slow motion, he's just moving slowly. And wait, I thought we only have one pair of these in this household. Anyways, yeah, today we're gonna be reviewing the Matrix Trilogy in celebration of Matrix Resurrection coming out this month. I mean, it's already out. But yes, we're gonna be reviewing the entirety of the Matrix Trilogy in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Ready for liftoff, super zing, your rocket. Get ready for it.
I'm doing the backstroke. So I just recently watched the entirety of the Matrix Trilogy for the first time actually. I have never watched them before. I keep seeing references to the Matrix in other media. A lot of people love to do the slow motion, like pause in the air and moving the camera. Of course, doing all the slow motion and stuff. And of course, the sunglasses look with a nice little cool jacket, which Lena definitely will approve. Yep, I approve of this look. Yep, I ain't gonna stop now. My back. Wait, different movie. My parents did watch these movies before, like back then, and they did tell me beforehand these movies can get a bit complicated. But I was like, hey, no worries about that. I've dealt with multi-dimensional threats and looking at all those crazy superhero origins. I can totally handle whatever this Matrix has in store for me. And yeah, I was able to handle it. But my neck now feels very weird. Oh yeah, before I go any further with this, of course, I took the initiative whenever I review something that is, you know, in the past, I guess you can say. I try to make it more non-spoilerish, I guess you can put it. So it is gonna be difficult for this movies because there is one big twist in the first movie that really is something that carries on towards the rest of the franchise, and I feel like I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it yet because, you know, it surprised me, I didn't know about it. So to make things simpler, and I'm pretty sure for those people who know what the Matrix is, we're just gonna simplify it as to we're gonna have the red pill world and the blue pill world. Yeah, that will make it nice and vague. So we got that out of the way. All right, let's start off with the first Matrix film. So when I first watched the Matrix film like a few weeks ago, it came to my attention that, oh, I've seen this movie before. It's the Lego movie. I mean, come on. Emmett took the red piece of resistance while Neo here took the red pill. And yeah, both of them managed to find out the real truth about their world. So there are some similar beats there. I mean, they did do stuff differently besides that, but it's funny enough, the same message is still there. Like, of course, you do have to, you know, believe in yourself in order to want to do the things that you want to do. Because, yeah, it's a nice message because sometimes we think to ourselves that, oh, maybe I can't do that. I don't think I have the ability to do that. But if you really believe that you can truly do it, then you have the ability to do it. And I feel like that kind of message works well with the Matrix and, you know, what they were trying to establish in that world. I kind of feel like that storyline really fit well, and it's a perfect introduction to this world because I'm pretty sure it is technically just the start of the franchise. I feel like back then they kind of knew it. I mean, I don't know, I kind of feel like the ending just feels like, yeah, okay, Neo has won the battle for now, but feel like there's a lot more for him to go to, so naturally got other sequels. Oh yeah, I have to talk about
Yes, I know I'm not wearing the sunglasses in this form. Sorry to break the immersion. But yes, I have to talk about the action sequences in this film because, it's a big part of this franchise. And for good reason because, well, they're pretty awesome. I love how fast paced they are, and even if they try to slow down like in the slow motion scenes, it's not that jarring because they were able to put it in like a sleek way, I guess you can say. So it just enhances the scene instead.
Also down to how the presentation look is pretty cool because when you're in the blue pill world, you notice that it's like very green color, and if you know what the Matrix is, you understand why that is. Because when I saw like footage of the Matrix before I actually watched the film, I was like, why is everything so green? Please don't remind me of the times where I had that old camera and everything looked green for some reason. But no, there's an actual reason to that. I really like that. It only appears that way when you're in the blue pill world. When you're in the red pill world, everything seems normal. So I really like that little establishing of, different worlds. So overall, The Matrix is actually a pretty great movie. I'm surprised it took me so long to watch even the first one, but I'm glad I finally did. It was a pretty fun experience, and definitely things got a lot more crazier with the second and third movie, of course, which we're gonna get to right now. Of course, with the first Matrix film being such a success, it led to Warner Brothers, of course, giving the second movie a much more bigger budget, as well as the third one. They kind of like made at the same time alongside a video game, apparently. Yeah, they had to record some footage for a video game tie-in as well, which is a pretty crazy idea that all of these three projects will film at the same time for the year 2003. Surprisingly, the year I was born. But anyways, yeah, you can clearly tell they had a bigger budget. We got to see more of the red pill world, which is nice. And of course, they definitely upped the ante when it comes to the action sequences. You can clearly tell that when you see the battle sequence between Neo and Agent Smith, like the big counter in that, I guess, park area. You know what I'm talking about. That was pretty insane. It was pretty big and amazing. Maybe a bit too long. Yeah, that's one thing I kind of noticed about this film, and I have a feeling I never see any opinions on the internet about the second Matrix film or any of the Matrix films, but I do feel like when it comes to the second film, I do feel like people might think that some scenes are a bit too long, I guess you can say. I mean, I love that big action sequences, but I don't really think it needed to be that increasingly long. I get what they were trying to show there, but yeah. Same thing with the party sequence in the red pill world. I get it that you are seeing, what the red pill world has that, the people that reside in the blue pill world won't have. But still, it's too long for its own liking sometimes when it comes to scenes sprinkled throughout this film. And I mean, seriously, imagine if this video got interrupted for a very long sequence of Interrupter dancing to his own song.
I am the interrupter. That's what I am. I am the...
That mischief maker took the opportunity, and he took it. I knew he was gonna do that. Good thing I was able to, bring everything back before things get out of hand. So anyways, let's continue. But I do really like that they try to explore a lot more of the, how the blue pill world operates, because in the first film, there's a clear definition between what's good and what's bad. But you can see that the bad people in the blue pill world, there are some people that are kind of rebellious against, the main bad party. Yeah, it's hard to do things non-spoilerish for this review, as you can tell, but hopefully you know what I mean if you've seen the movies. But yeah, I really like them exploring the world because it's not just simply who's good or bad. There's sometimes a gray lining there, which is cool. I really like that they really explore this world, which is something I feel like, you would do in a sequel to a movie like The Matrix, because you have a big world to explore here, and they definitely explore it more in this second film, which I really appreciate. I also want to take into account the little ending part where, of course, Neo met a certain person that apparently is responsible for a lot of things. Yeah, I know that's vague, but that's the best way I could put it. You know who I'm talking about. There's dozens of TV screens. The guy, you know who he is. Yeah, I do see people draw callbacks to this whenever something similar happens in a different film or a different TV show or whatever. And some people kind of dislike this kind of idea, but I feel like this kind of concept only works if it actually makes sense. Like, it makes sense that this guy was able to sprinkle in and know that this person was gonna do this, and it just leads up to this point in time. Was like, yeah, I was involved in that. So yeah, I feel like it works for this since, you know, the blue pill world definitely can allow you to analyze how things will go down and how Neo will be led to that moment in time. Yeah, so it's done better than most other movies and TV shows that try to attempt this concept.
It was me, Daniel, the author of all your pain. Wait, that's a different movie.
Wait a minute, so you're the one who made me choke on my water while I was watching a stand-up comedy on TV?
Yeah.
How dare you!
Ah, my glasses. I thought you only have one in this household.
So overall, the second Matrix film was not a bad follow-up. I feel like the first Matrix film was a lot more stronger with its story compared to this one. I really like how they expand the world of the Matrix. I really appreciate them going through that, but I do feel like you also need a strong story to also go along with that, essentially. I don't think this movie has that as much as the first one. But of course, this isn't the end of the Matrix story because there was a to be concluded at the end, which leads into the next movie, released on the same year, The Matrix. I forgot what his name, goddammit. The Matrix. You have all Re's on it, it's so hard to remember. Revolutions, there you go. One thing you immediately realize about The Matrix Revolution, the final part of the saga, technically until this movie comes along. Yeah, it is. You can definitely tell they are trying to focus more on the red pill world rather than the blue pill world, which I feel like that might turn off some people because of course the blue pill world is, you know, the area where people are most familiar with the Matrix and what people mostly came there for because that's where all the cool action sequences were. But and of course you don't have that in the red pill world due to some, you know, complications, to put it simply. But I do really like that they really try to explore how they were able to rebel against the enemy, how things were at the red pill world, how did they fight in the red pill world compared to the, you know, the blue pill world. It's a nice little comparison, I guess you can say. And plus, I think that's why they did make the action sequences long in the second movie, so that they can compromise that with this, so that people won't mind seeing more of the red pill world more than the blue pill world. But still, I do feel like they could have a nice balance of both of these two worlds in both movies. I am very interested to see how the Matrix Resurrections is going to, well, resurrect this series, especially, you know, with the things that happened to Neo and Trinity, specifically in the third film. I can see them having a workaround, but maybe to do something more clever with it, I guess. Yeah, I am really excited to see what the fourth movie is going to be about now, since I've watched the entirety of the trilogy. It's going to be directed by the same people, good old Lana Wachowski. It's a bit weird that, I don't know, I mean, I guess it's just me being a Sonic fan, but of course Wachowski was the last name of Tom Wachowski. I was like, is that a coincidence, or they were like, oh, that's a nice name, let's just put that for Tom. Because they did do a reference to the Matrix recently for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie, so maybe that was intentional. I don't know why I decided to choose Wachowski out of all things, but yeah. Anyways, that's just a little side note. So yeah, I do feel like the first Matrix film is the most best structured one out of the three. But I do feel like if you want to get into this series, I feel like it's best if you watch all three of them. Even though technically, at least for me anyways, the first one is the best out of all of them technically. I mean, there is stuff to love about the two ones, as I mentioned, the action sequences, how they expand the world. So it definitely is a must-watch after you've watched the first one. Don't just stop there because people believe that. So with that said, alright guys and gals. Wait a minute, what if we are in the blue pill world? No, dude, come on, look at our world. We literally dealt with the multiverse like not long after you arrived, so yeah, I highly doubt that we are in a... Yeah, but what if that is just, you know, different worlds in the blue pill world, and it's just a way to, you know, save space in the memory card. And you said it before just now, like your videos before had a weird green tint color for some reason. You have no idea why. And just look at me. I feel like I'm literally straight out from the movies, but you never watched the movies before. And I mean, what if challenging Charles is one of the people from the Blue Pill world who originated from it, you know, like the Oracle in the movies? Or maybe mischief makers like the Interrupter are like viruses in this and oh yeah, thanks to Agent Smith. Nowadays, when I see a guy in a suit and sunglasses, I have an urge to say, Mr. Anderson. God, I'm gonna miss Hugo Weaving once I watch Resurrections.